Been thinking about something. The more I think about it, the less I understand it. See, this morning, I just turned on a tap and I drank clean water. Never stopped to wonder if it was safe. Just expected it to be. Isn't that something? Then I stepped into a hot shower. Hot water. There's no waiting, no carrying buckets, no lighting a fire. Just hot water. And I wonder, when did we stop noticing things like that? If I'm hungry later, probably just open the fridge, and if there's nothing inside, I'll drive to a supermarket. If I don't feel like driving, I can look on my phone, and someone I've never met will bring food to my front door. Think about that. Not as an idea, as a normal Tuesday. 100 years ago, simple infection could end a life, and today, people survive because of medicine. It's just the way it is. Isn't that something? We can cross oceans in hours, speak to someone on the other side of the world, and see the face while we do it. And sometimes, I think we've become so used to extraordinary things that they no longer feel extraordinary. But that's just what people do. Adapt. Move on. Stop noticing. But here's the thought that won't leave me alone. If we changed so much, why does it sometimes feel like we're still searching for something? I'm saying life was better. It wasn't. I'm grateful for life, every bit of it. But there's one question I can't seem to let go of. If we can change the world this much, why is changing ourselves so difficult? Been thinking about that for a long time. And maybe that's where it all begins. Where did time go? It's another thought. Everyone I speak to seems to be in a hurry. Maybe you are too. We rush through breakfast because we're late. We rush through work because there's too much to do. Then we rush home because we're tired. Then we say, I just don't have enough time. And I wonder, has anyone ever had enough? Think about this. Washing machine saves us hours. Dishwasher saves us more. Car gets us somewhere in minutes. Messages arrive instantly instead of days later. Can pay bills, buy our shopping, book a holiday without leaving the sofa. We've become incredibly good at saving time. So here's the question. Where did it go? Not being clever. I genuinely don't know. Sometimes I wonder if we become so focused on saving time that we forgot what we were saving it for. We eat faster, walk faster, talk faster, even rest faster. Isn't that strange? The one thing we all want more of is the one thing we seem most willing to rush through. Maybe that's always been true. Maybe something changed. When was the last time you sat somewhere without reaching for your phone? When was the last time you watched the rain or listened to the birds? Been thinking about that. It's not because I have the answer, because I don't, but maybe time isn't disappearing at all. Maybe our attention is. And if that's true, what else have we stopped noticing? Or have we been looking somewhere else? Think about loneliness. Not because I have all the answers, because I don't think any have. Remember a time when knocking on someone's door was normal. Didn't send a message first, you just knocked. Sometimes they were home, sometimes they weren't. That was life. Now I can speak to someone on the other side of the world before I've spoken to the person living next door to me. Isn't that strange? We've never had so many ways to stay in touch. Yet sometimes I feel lonely. far too often. How can both things be true? Maybe being connected isn't the same as feeling connected. Maybe they've never been the same thing. And I wonder how many conversations we've replaced with notifications. How many visits became messages? How many memories became photographs? Sometimes I catch myself reaching for my phone for no reason at all. It's not because someone called, not because I needed anything, just because it was there. Didn't even notice I picked it up. Does that happen to you? Don't think phones are the problem. I never want to go back. I love that. I can speak to people wherever they are. Just wondering what we've slowly stopped doing because we can. Maybe that's why some people spend all day talking to people and still feel alone. Been thinking about that because being alone and being lonely aren't the same thing. One can be peaceful, the other can exist in a crowded room. We're talking to more people than ever before. Who are we no longer talking to? Been thinking about the word easy. Strange. Thousands of years people dreamed of making life easier. Who wouldn't? Carrying water became turning on the tap. That's progress. Washing clothes took an hour instead of a day. That's progress. Medicine meant your child came home instead of never coming home. That's progress, no question. So why do I keep wondering what easy does to us? If I'm cold, I turn the heating on. If I'm hungry, food is never far away. And if I'm bored, there's always something to watch. If I don't know the answer, I can find it in seconds. Isn't that something? Sometimes I wonder if we've been so used to life responding instantly that we've forgotten some things. Trust takes time. Friendship takes time. Healing takes time. Learning takes time. Can't rush any of them. And yet, how often do we become impatient? I've done it. Maybe you have too. Don't think convenience has made us weak. I think it's given us a choice. The question is, what do we choose to make easy? And what should never be easy? Because some of the best things in life ask me to wait, to struggle, to fail, to try again. They'd been easy. Would they have meant so much? Been carrying that question around for a while. Because perhaps the value of something isn't measured by how quickly we get it, or by who we become. Been thinking about silence. Not the kind when the world goes quiet, the kind when it's just you. No music, no television, no scrolling, no distractions. Just your own thoughts. When was the last time you did that? I honestly can't remember. The few minutes I reach for my phone. If I'm driving, there's usually a podcast. If I'm walking, music. It's almost as if being alone with our own thoughts has become something to avoid. Isn't that strange? Wonder what happened. Because some of the biggest decisions I've ever made didn't happen while I was busy. It happened when everything became still. Sometimes I think we're surrounded by so much information that we've forgotten to listen to ourselves. It's not because other people's opinions don't matter, they do. Somewhere along the way, the voices became louder. Maybe that's why so many people don't know what they really want anymore. It's not because they aren't capable of knowing, it's because they rarely get the chance to ask. And I started noticing something. The answers I spend the longest looking for usually don't arrive when I'm looking. They arrive when I stop and I can't explain that. Just know it's happened more than once. So maybe silence isn't empty after all. Maybe we've misunderstood it. Maybe it's one of the few places left where we can still hear ourselves think. And if that's true, what have we been drowning out without even realizing it? So what really matters? It's a bigger question than it sounds, because the answer changes depending on when we ask it. When you're young, time feels endless. When you're old, it doesn't. That's strange. Never heard anyone, at the end of their life, say they wish they answered a few more emails. Or spend a little more time looking at the screen. But you hear people talk about family, old friends, missed moments, things they thought they had time for. Wonder why we only see some things clearly when they're already behind us. Spend years chasing what's next, the next weekend, the next holidays, the next promotion, the next version of ourselves. Then one day we look back and realize life wasn't waiting for us. It's happening all along. Maybe that's why children notice things that adults walk straight past. A puddle, a bed, the smell after the rain. They're not in a hurry to get somewhere else. They're already where they are. Wonder when we stop doing that. Not saying we should go backwards. I wouldn't want to. Grateful for medicine, for technology, for warm homes, for every person who made this life possible. But I just wonder if progress was never meant to replace the simple things, only to protect them. Been thinking about that. Maybe the purpose of making life easy was never to give us more things. Maybe it was to give us more moments. Moments with the people we love. Moments we'll remember. And moments we'll miss. Maybe that's what really matters. Maybe that's just where I am today. What do you think?